May 9th, 2017. Here we are in the greenhouse. We've had some pretty cold nights. We're down into the upper 30s. The one night we did touch 31 and a half. Basically just wanted to give you a shot in the greenhouse, let you have a look at the plants in here quickly, and I also wanted to show you what a disc filter is. Probably split this into a couple different videos, so you don't have to sit through plants if that's not what you're interested in. Anyway, so I got a bunch of starts going here, tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and that sort of thing. A whole nother rack of stuff over here. Basil and I don't know, a bunch of stuff. Big Max pumpkins, Atlantic giant pumpkins. So those are just starts for those who are interested. People are always asking me what I'm planting and growing. All sorts of stuff. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about real quick is the health of these plants. As you can see, they're not in great shape. They've had a rough winter. I have not been giving them complete nutritional feeds over the winter. I kind of supplemented here and there with some compost teas and stuff, but they weren't that well balanced. And so you can see that these plants are starting to come back and throw flowers now, as the nutrition that I put on was kind of slow acting. I gave them some alfalfa meal and some calcium sulfate as a boost over the winter, and that's starting to actually catch up now and do some work. These are potatoes. These are tomato starts that my mom gave me. These did get a couple of foliar feeds, and you can see those leaves are pretty shiny, and they'll be more shiny as time goes on. And you can see the short node length, which is the distance between stem junction points, basically. And you can see that they're stout and they're pretty stiff, and you can see nice fur growing on them. And you notice that there's no stunting at the base of these seedlings. If you get stunting here, that'll limit that plant's capability for the entire rest of the growing season. Anyway, I also wanted to let you get a look at the strawberries that I'm propagating over the winter. We'll just pull some of this wild sorrel out of here. Weeds that are food, I love it. Anyway, I noticed these leaves are pretty big. These are put in a good mix of compost soil that I made up last year with a mixture of chicken manure, heavy on the rock dust from Rock Dust Local, and some wood chips. And they're kicking off nice now, starting to throw some flowers and berries. And basically, I just wanted to get a look at everything in here. And for the most part, there's quite a lack of health in here, although I already see the foliar feed from last night taking effect on the Texas tarragon. That new tip shoot growth is in the last 18 hours or less. As I did a foliar feed out here last night around 9, and we're just coming up on about 3 o'clock now. But my point is, most of this stuff is looking pretty unhealthy, and this wasn't intentional. I just didn't have the money for nutrition over the winter, and so I kind of just nursed everything along. I hate having to do that to my plants. I really like taking much better care of them, but it acts as a great opportunity because now you get to see plants that are very sick looking. You can see the yellowing veins in the leaves on the lemon tree here, and you can see the kind of yellow looking growth on the new growth. It's new growth, but it's not healthy new growth. It's quite unhealthy new growth and quite unbalanced. And so I used up the last little bit of foliar feed that I had saved as kind of an emergency save, because I got my new nutrition in. I've got a new complete nutritional feed. It's a foliar nutritional feed I'm going to use, and I just gave everything a heavy foliar drench last night. So from this point out, you're going to watch the health of these plants improve vastly and very quickly. So what I'll do is I'll take another shot in another 5 to 7 days when these nutrients start to really kick in, when these plants start to take off again, and I'll let you get a look at them, and you'll see a tremendous difference in the quality and health of them. I do have to say though, my aloe is doing pretty well on the soil mix that I made. So I'm pretty happy about that, and you can see there's all kinds of new shoots coming on. Anyway, I suppose you should get a look at the almond verbena there in the corner. That's the big pot right there, and that thing's not doing too bad, but you watch, that thing's gonna blow up into flower with all the new ferts I just gave it. Foliar drench style. Mint's kind of just hanging in there. That's actually starting to show a response already too. Those new shoot tips are under a day from feed to change. Alright, I also probably should show you the nasturtiums. Those are, I actually just wintered this pot over for my mom, and over the winter it flowered and dropped seeds, and they kind of spread themselves around the greenhouse and showed up in other containers. So I planted these, and these will go to her as well. Alright, I think that covers everything in the greenhouse for now. So now I'm going to go on to the other video, which I'm going to make out of this. And if you want to check that out, just follow the link. You'll see it'll be the next upload after this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it. And just want to take another quick look at the difference in soil color and quality between the stuff that's been worked with some foliar feeds and nutrition and the stuff that hasn't. I'm sure as I pan here, you can see that that one section gets very dark, and that's the section that got the majority of the foliar feeds and had some leaves and that kind of stuff mixed in for mulch. And clearly the biology and nutrition in that really made a big difference in the quality of this soil versus the stuff that hasn't been worked at all yet. And it's still kind of hard and clayish and yellowy. And this stuff here, yeah, look at that. Look at that, nice crumb structure. Not sandy, but little crumb-like balls. Very nice. You come up here, and this is kind of got some of that, but you can see there's a lot of clay in there, a lot of compaction. And I'm not looking to till very deep. I'm just looking to scratch it up to help get the nutrition I'm putting in, and then the biology and the nutrition will actually break the soil up for me. The calcium sulfate really helps a lot. I'll try and put a link underneath this video for how calcium sulfate works.